let's kick it off, like you said, with the fact that
PlayStation is dead, folks.
the new PS5 has killed PlayStation. It's the new PS5 is worse factually. We are all going to die,
Yep.
or it's not, and everything's stupid.
Yes.
A YouTuber by the name of Austin Evans, who is very annoying. I went to go check out this video, and my God, is he annoying.
Wow, if that's coming from us.
Personal opinion, but whatever. He did a teardown of the new model PS5.
I saw stills of this, yeah.
Exactly. For those of you guys that don't know, PlayStation revised the PlayStation 5 unit itself.
Yeah.
No changes in price, so no visible changes on the outside and no power changes. However, it was 300 grams lighter or something like that.
And they made a big change to the cooling.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So after the teardown, it was revealed that the heatsink is quite a lot smaller than the previous one.
Yeah.
And that was enough. That and one thermal imaging camera showing how it was, I think it was two or 3 degrees hotter exhaust coming out from the back of the thing. That was enough for Austin Evans to dub this PlayStation the worst PlayStation 5.
In fairness, of the two, it might well be.
It's
definitely the hottest.
Hottest exhaust.
Right.
And that is where the entire tech community, the entire gaming community, and anyone with more than 2 brain cells has come down and attacked him. Like a bitch, he hasn't responded.
I feel
to
like
any
this
of
was
it.
a worthwhile attack. Like, if you said something that dumb,
it's extremely
you deserve
dumb.
it. Yeah.
It's extremely dumb because, so I get the kind of deduction he made, right? There's a smaller heatsink, therefore it can't dissipate heat as effectively as the other one.
Right.
That's a total possibility and whatnot. However, he didn't stop to ask all the other questions that follow it afterwards. Because does it require that big of a heatsink? Does it actually affect the temperature of the CPU?
Does the smaller heatsink work as effectively as the larger one? It's just 2 years updated.
Right.
Technically, by the way, hotter exhaust means it's getting more heat out.
Dispelling more heat, right?
I'm not saying, like, it may well be that more heat is building up and that's why that's happening. Yeah. But all you know is even more heat is exiting the PlayStation. That's what you know for sure.
And it's a brand new machine, so you can't say it's like holding, like it's got full of dust and whatnot and stuff like that.
Can we just address one thing?
Go ahead.
Which is the real question here.
Go ahead.
How did this guy get his hands on 2 PS5s?
That's a good question. Is this motherfucker like scalping them?
Must be. Or made a deal with the devil.
That's 2
Mephisto
strikes.
Confirmed.
What if coming back? What? That's 2 strikes there, Austin Evans. One, you're an idiot for doing this whole thing. And then that. Anyway, it took the internet by storm.
Yes.
That obviously it got to the console wars, Xbox and ponies arguing back and forth.
I did see that Xbox has officially declared that they won because the PS5 is dead.
They're like, the PlayStation 5 is so inefficiently designed and their PlayStation's cutting corners.
Yeah.
And
That's the voice they speak in, by the way.
And immediately after that, the narrative was like, the day before the video was released, it was like, PlayStation 5 is terrible and it has no games.
Right.
That was the narrative. And then the day after it was, PlayStation 5s are overheating and melting. And it's like...
Also, the really funny thing this is just so poetic, is that there was this whole like, oh, they're overheating and melting, and the only console we've seen that happen to has been a Series X.
Exactly.
And within a day of this happening, on the day.
I'm going to put it up on the screen. I'm putting it down as a marker now. That was so fucking like...
They were like, they're melting, they're overheating. And one caught fire in a dude's house. Now, to be very clear, I'm actually pretty sure the Series X is a very good machine.
Yes.
Very as powerful as they say, works really well. Yeah. The reason that we talk about the PS5 is because of the specific way it can harness its memory to do processing. Yeah. But other than that, like, technically and on paper, they work just as well as each other, right? Yeah. In terms of like horsepower and stuff, the Series X is going to be a great machine. In the next 20 years, there'll probably be at least one good game you can play on it. Fingers crossed. Which will probably be Fable if they don't frick that up. But it's just funny that they said they got a smaller heatsink, they're overheating, they don't work, and then that day a Series X bursts into flames.
Yeah, so convenient, right? It's like, at first I was like, I wonder if this is
I thought it was a little sus, but then you look at it
going too far.
And also, from what I saw of that report, is this wasn't like a YouTuber or something. This was like a guy that's like, yeah, it was a
I saw the whole Reddit post. The guy posted it on Reddit, and somebody asked for an explanation. It was like, I don't know. I was like, I would been playing on it, and I put my controller down. I went to the bathroom, and then all I saw was like flames, like as tall as my TV. It nearly burnt down my house. It nearly killed my cat. And the way that he was talking seemed genuine. I was like,
it wasn't like, oh, this never happened with my PS5. It was like, no, I had an electrical fire. It was really concerning. Yeah. And I'm letting people know about it.
Like, I've got insurance and stuff like that, so things should be okay and whatnot. So and I was like, damn, this guy. And the thing is that
he spoke sort of like if he got a fancy like touchpad toaster and that caught fire. It was like, it was really concerning and they're huge flames and I was worried about my cat. But I have insurance, so it's okay. It's all fixed now, that kind of thing.
The picture of the Series X, though.
It is grim, isn't it? It is like, it is exactly the picture we've been painting of the console war. You know?
It's not good looking. No. Not good looking at all. Anyway, that conveniently happened after this all came out.
Yeah, within hours, I want to say,
A day or two afterwards, Digital Foundry got their hands on one.
Yeah.
And they've done their own testing. And they're like, based on preliminary testing, because they haven't put probes yet on like the CPU or anything like that, which is the correct way to do things.
And also, and this is another important thing, these things like degrade, and as graphics cards and RAM and stuff get older, they produce more heat. They get less efficient and produce more heat. That's a thing that happens. Like preliminary results, because 2 years of constant gaming on it, it's going to produce a different amount of heat, even if you clean out all the dust than it would have before. Yeah.
And they're like, before we've done any testing that goes like probes on like CPUs and stuff like that, what we've seen is that there's a slight rise in temperature in the exhaust that's coming out, but the fan speed is still the same as the previous one. So it's not demanding more airflow because the CPU is hot, which would indicate that the CPU is hot, which would mean that the heat sink is inefficient. So it's not doing that. So everything we've seen so far just shows that Austin Evans is a moron. I'm paraphrasing what he said, but that's what they're saying. Right?
And then
so dumb.
This was ridiculous to me. They were like, well, they've changed the part. It's smaller now. Why is it the same price?
Oh my god, I saw that too.
Final nail in the coffin to you, Sony ponies.
I saw
How come the PS5 is the same price?
It's like,
excuse me?
They've cut all this extra bit
They're
out.
cutting corners is basically what they're saying, so why aren't we getting the savings?
It should cost less. It's like, hold on, you can't be both arguing that it's worse and you still want to buy it. It's like, if you think it's worse and you don't like the product, you don't buy it. You can't just be like, no, I want it cheaper.
And also, we don't know it's smaller, it takes up less space.
Yeah.
We don't know what the cost of this unit is.
True.
We also have no idea if it's better or worse or the same. And if it's the same and smaller, that's an upgrade.
Yeah. Just immediately people just throw in shit, see what sticks.
Yeah, they just find like the first thing that they can say that sounds good. Well, it's smaller. What if it's like there's less stuff in it? Why am I paying the same price? Think about what you're saying.
Just for 2 seconds. Just 2 seconds. Oh god,
it's crazy.
It's so funny. It's so funny to see this kind of stuff because it reminds me of how closer to normal I am. I don't think I am, but then when I see this, I'm like, oh.
I'm definitely not there.
I'm not there, at least. I'm not there.
I think one of the things that for me, and I don't